Hello, welcome back. My name is The Jordan. I'm your coach of not the Virginia Vicavolts this week. This week I am the DC Genies because we are returning after a bit of a hiatus to my very first draft league, which is in the playoffs right now. We finished out the 11-game regular season 8-3. I was really proud of this team. I think my ideas about draft league have gotten better since then, and there are some holes in this team, but I'm surprised at how well it has worked, and I'm excited to have a playoff match against Glenn and the Denver Big Nuggets. Glenn has an interesting team. It's very strong in some ways, and then it's got Hatterene G-Max. Hatterene wins games, Dragapult also. So he's got a very, very threatening fast mon and a threatening slow mon. And I have a kind of Trick Room dominant team. It's not entirely Trick Room based, but Dustclaps has been the GOAT. Somehow managed to pull out 8 kills and 8 and 10 games where he was alive at the end of it. Very hard to kill Dustclaps. So a lot of Trick Room sweepers, but also you can't ignore Landorus Therian. And I also had a Sun Core with Leafeon and Ninetales for most of the season. Didn't have to make any transactions this season, except at the very end I said, hey, who's this guy at 11-0? I think I'm probably going to have to play this guy in the playoffs, so maybe I should make a transaction to try to beat his team in the playoffs. So we have a Coalossal here. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I haven't even tried it out on the team yet, but it is in the match this week. So we've got the classic weakness policy Coalossal. If he is hit by a water move, 4 times speed, and because of the weakness policy, 2 times attack, and then becomes pretty dang strong. It is just fast enough, 44 speed, to be faster than any of my guys would be, and then possibly only as fast as he needs to be once his speed is quadrupled. But also, we're running the option of going slow speed Cold, to proc the weakness policy with Dustclaps' Rock Tomb instead, try to win the game in Trick Room, so we have dual speed Cold going on here. Not sure if they're going to be the leader of the team or not, but they're definitely a threat, something that you have to watch out for. So after the Rock Tomb, Coalossal becomes slower than Hatterene, and Dustclaps is already slower than Hatterene. So this is a reasonably strong Trick Room mode, I think. But we also have Lando on the other side. He's rocking a Lumberry because there's something that can burn me, right? Dragapult, Will-O-Wisp, and Hatterene Confusion, so it'll block either of those things. And then we've got Max Steel, Max Ground. The best Max moves. If Lando's coming, he's probably gonna Max because I'm bringing him if I don't think he's prepared to fight in fast mode, if his Dragapult isn't offensive, if he doesn't have the tools, if Suicune isn't on the team, first of all, then there's not a lot that can actually KO Lando. I do have to worry about Crawdaunt as well, but Crawdaunt has not come often, so we shall see. Crawdaunt is actually very good against both Lando and Dustclaps due to its very strong dark moves, including a knockoff. So something to watch out for, but I do have 2 fairies, so the 2 fairies should be able to beat the Crawdaunt and both water types. I've got Energy Ball on Primarina, I've got Aquajet to trigger the Coal, and then we've got Assault Vest and Moonblast and Hyper Voice. I hope that Glenn will have to max to get through the Primarina, and then I can win in the back with something else. Grimmsnarl is rocking a Focus Sash for the first time this week. Generally, I've been able to get him to live hits with the screen, but nothing lives the G-Max. Life Orb, Hatterene, G-Max, Smite, so Grimmsnarl's just gonna hang on with 1 HP this time around. So, we're thinking some combination of Primarina and Grimmsnarl as a lead, Lando Grimmsnarl, Dustclaps with Primarina, Dustclaps with Grimmsnarl, Primarina and Coalossal. Now I'm just throwing out a lot of different lead combinations. I really haven't thought about this league as much lately, so I'm just kind of run in and hope that my understanding of my team is good enough that it'll get through whatever Glenn decides to bring. The final piece is the Iron Ball Machamp. With half speed, Machamp is the Trick Room sweeper of choice. Gets even slower than Hatterene, 28. And it's got the Steel move for Hatterene. It's got the Fighting move for Crawdaunt and some of the others. Yeah, Fairy's very strong against this team, so I got the Fairies, but everything that the Fairies can't clean up are generally removed with Fighting moves, Steel moves, and what was the last one? Dark move. A knockoff doesn't hurt on Delmise or Dragapult. So that's the strategy. And if this is the end of the road for me, then I'm going to show a little spreadsheet that I make for most leagues and show the evolution of this team, what I think went well. There were a lot of things that went surprisingly well, so I do want to impart that to the greater VGC Draft League world. And then a couple of things that are definitely like not strengths of this team that could be improved upon when you're building your own team. Show what kind of items I used, who made the team. I made sure to have everyone on the team everyone on the roster made the team at least 2 weeks. Cole is just the new playoff edition, and everyone sat at home at least 1 week in the 11-week season. Oops. Yeah, and then I'll show the other stats, you know, who was the standout, Primarina, Vikavolt, Turtonator, and some others. But we should just jump right into the game, shall we? All right, we are in it, and we got no Hatterene this time around, as well as no Purloin, as well as no Crawdaunt. So they were some of the things we were most worried about, but when we made the team, that was what I was prepping for. So it's going to be interesting. I have to assess here, do we have a Fairy Resist? We have no Fairy Resist. So Prim Grim sounds pretty decent. What is Blaziken doing? I know it has Thunder Punch, and I know Jolteon is definitely a threat to Primarina, so Suicune is coming to kill the Lando. But what can he really do about... I mean, he can redirect the Aqua Jet or the Rock Tomb onto Cole, so Togepi probably comes, which means how do I beat the Togepi? Dusclops Machamp. I don't think Togepi has Taunt, so he can't stop the Trick Room. I can just fake it out. I can just... Well, first of all, I can look up whether Togepi has Taunt, so let's do that real quick. No. Okay, so I can fake out Grimmsnarl, Dusclops, Machamp, Lando. Suicune Dragapult is a good lead, is a balanced lead, but I don't think these guys actually have Taunt, so I can just win. Rindoberry and Rosalie Berry is interesting counter choices here. I do have a grass move, so that was smart. I do have a fairy move, so that's also smart. I have to guess what kind of Dragapult this is. I know it's not weakness policy. There's just nothing he can really do to take down the Dusclops, so I screen up and I Trick Room. Now he's counting on I don't have any offensive presence, which is absolutely correct. So he's like, fine, Trick Room will go up, but I'm not super threatened yet. And so this is when I switch in. We have a Screens Dragapult, which is kind of weird. We just switch into Machamp, get the burn. Yeah, I mean, we eat the Rosalie Berry, and we do a hell of a lot of damage at the same time. Snarl doesn't do anything to Machamp or Grimmsnarl, besides a teensy bit of damage. Psychic Fang's good against Screens, smart. Oh, I have Guts and Iron Ball. That's just a complete mistake on my part. Dang. Okay. All right. We can knock off the Rindoberry. Sure. And remove the Dragapult. Happy that Machamp lasts. I think we do have to use Max Lando at the end, which means if we can remove the Suicune, Max Lando will work, but it will absolutely not work against a Suicune. However, I have not seen a water or ice move. I presume it's the last move, but if it's not ice, we can live something. And the Psychic Fanger, who breaks the screens, is gone, so I can put up a new screen. However, do I want to lock in some damage? That's the current question. He's going to speed boost probably, but I'm just not afraid of that at the moment. So I think we want to screen because I don't want to get both of my attacks protected. Okay. Seems a little bit suspect to Max. The Blaziken maybe feels his back against the wall at the moment. Because I can just outlast this with Dusclops and then win with Lando. Not that hard, right? Unless there's something I'm missing. I mean, Blaziken in Sun is reasonably scary. I already have Reflect up, and if I remove the Suicune here, then I don't need Light Screen. I guess I maybe want Light Screen against Jolteon, maybe? That's the... okay, well, so I do this, and just to get a chunk of damage. Okay, so we waste the turn of Max. That's fine. He's fast. He now has the speed advantage, but I do have Prankster, so I still get to go first this turn. We have a Jolteon, which is something. It's good against Primarina, but not against what I have in the back. If I swap, then I get to Fake Out again. I'm not sure how useful that is, so maybe I'll just put up a Light Screen. So they're both faster than Lando, so a Trick Room would be very nice. I don't think Jolteon has Taunt. Yeah, that's not enough. Maybe a Specs Jolteon does a lot, but nope, Trick Room goes back up against very fast guys. So I feel okay. I feel honestly fine. Now, I do know this guy has Protect, don't necessarily know, so it's just safer to put some damage on them. Jolteon's mostly neutralized here. It might even be Choice Specs. Now I can safely do whatever I want for my max. I can increase my speed even under Trick Room because I'm slow against these guys. However, do I just want to Earthquake? Is the question. No, I think the safest possible move is to max Quake here. Even if I Protect, I get Spadef bonus against Jolteon. Sounds good. So we win game 1. I have a feeling there are still some surprises. I mean, Togepi didn't even come, which I think Togepi should have come, so I think they're gonna come game 2. Which means I still can't bring the Coal, which is unfortunate. So who's his Taunter? His Taunter or his Trick Room where it needs to come, and I think it's Gallade. So can I just beat the Gallade with physical attacks? So I can go Lando Grimmsnarl here. I just don't think Suicune comes, and even if it does, it's not that scary so far. So I can beat Suicune with just a neutral matchup, a knockoff. Let's try Primarina and Coalossal in the back. Because Coalossal, I think, can live a Suicune hit. So I don't necessarily need Primarina in order to proc Coal Steam Engine. So it was a relatively passive Dragapult. I don't like seeing Suicune lead again against. But what's he gonna do? Just gonna attack it? So I Protect and I Spirit Break the Suicune. Okay, very, very passive. So I'm just gonna keep Spirit Breaking unless I'm switching. I could switch to Primarina. My Sulfat's very strong here. I don't see Suicune switching, so I'm just getting the... Okay, that was the correct read, I suppose. But I chunk through the Suicune. Not a lot of problems there. And I do super effective against Gallade. Why does it have minus attack? Oh, because of Lando's Intimidate earlier. Taunt Will-O-Wisp? I guess it's bringing Trick Room, but, like, fine. I think I want the Suicune gone more, but I can't remove it with Primarina, I don't think. It's on timer, 30 seconds, I'm not gonna bother. Moonblast KOs Gallade. It doesn't necessarily KO Suicune. I think it's actually just a little bit better if I Moonblast the Suicune, because it's just the real threat to me. Thinking longer term here. This guy likely goes down, so I just have to use a prankster move. Ooh, lucky miss. Okay. That doesn't do that much. Oof, sorry for the miss. So can I get the 3% off an Aqua Jet? To that I say, eh. I mean, Grimmsnarl going down, I'd rather him just get the screen than necessarily get a KO. Haha, doesn't even die. Okay, he doesn't have the off... Oh, gets a lucky flinch. So, okay, luck evens out now, but he doesn't have the offensive pressure that I have at this moment. I am slower than him, for sure. I think I want to be able to kill the Suicune regardless of if one of these guys goes down. So, yeah, that's not gonna do it, dude. Doubly resisted. I mean, the Snarl is effective either way. And now he knows I have a Focus Sash, which is something. Lando under screens, is that what we're gonna do? What else is he gonna beat me with? I mean, I can Coalossal. Unless Togepi shows up right now, then I get Coalossal, so seems pretty worth it. Because Suicune was the key to beating both Lando and Coalossal, and he led it both games, so he left it exposed. I mean, it definitely made the early game easier for him. It just, it's a risk, is all. So what kind of weather do we want? Maybe some rock to chip away in case Focus Sash on Jolteon. Gradually chip away at the Gallade at the same time. Okay. In case there was a Focus Sash on Blaziken, it's also gone. I don't know if we got to see his... Oh, it was a Life Orb. Okay. I'll just kind of clean up Gallade without having to devote a lot of resources to it, and just max Rockfall the Blaziken. I'm the fastest guy here, so, and Blaziken is not bulky. It'll survive probably one hit while maxed. Barely survives a hit while maxed. Does not have enough to kill the Coalossal though. I wonder if I get a double KO with Primarina. Oh, we get another flinch on Primarina, so never mind. But Blaziken's gone, and I think the game is ours now. Alright, so it turned out to be a relatively clean 2-0 win, but it wasn't... It was tricky in game one. Just having to wait as long as possible for the max. I'm gonna talk to Glenn about that one. I wonder how much offensive investment the Suicune had. it probably had enough to do what it needed to do, it just wasn't in position. And I think, oh, a third for fun, why not? Sure. All right, got distracted by the third game for fun, but we're back, and we're moving on to the finals against the big bad Twin, who has a team that you might not expect to be the strongest team, but it's got a really strong type synergy and kind of style synergy. There's a lot of things that you plan to prep for. The Hail Core of Ninetales and Arctozolt. Of course, the Incineroar is an adult Pokemon in a draft league where the power level's a lot lower. Not a lot of Pokemon can handle Incineroar. Rotom Wash bested me during the regular season. Virizion with Beat Up is definitely something to watch out for. All of these guys distract you, and beating them requires you to lose everything that can threaten Sandaconda, and it has just cleaned up all season. Look at that KD of 31-6. So we're going to have to do a proper team builder. We're going to do one next week, talk about how I have a chance to win, at least make the set interesting, how I can get around the Arctozolt, which is the perfectly designed Pokemon to destroy both Primarina and Lando, my two main attackers. Like, you could not have designed a better counter, so I'm going to have to play careful. I haven't even thought about the game yet, but I know it's going to be a good one, so hopefully you stay tuned. If you're coming from the DLF, I have been doing VGC Draft League content for a month or two now. My current league is Sky Pillar Stadium, where I've got a pretty fun team and lots of competitive coaches, and I make like PowerPoints. I make, a poke around. I'm trying to spread the knowledge, the kind of resource that I would have wanted when I was joining Draft League a couple months ago, and impart what I can, what I've learned so far. So thank you. Drop a like, subscribe, YouTube things, drink water, go outside, take care of yourselves. Have a good day.